Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And we're just going to do a follow-up on a story I did the other day regarding a Canadian teacher, a man who dresses as a woman and wears the most massive pair of prosthetic front bumps. The school are backing him. They're saying that it's nothing wrong with this and that he's perfectly fine to carry on living his delusional life. But there are now protests because it quite clearly is completely bonkers. Let's look at this article. So, exclusive. This is a school, not a circus. Students join protesters outside Canadian school where trans teacher with oversized prosthetic boobage as authorities consider introducing a dress code to force him to tone down his look. Transgender teacher Kayla Lemo went viral when he was pictured wearing huge prosthetic front bumps in the middle of a shop class. Lemo is a tech teacher at Oakville Trafalgar High School in an upscale residential neighbourhood, roughly 25 miles west of Toronto. It has been revealed that school board members voted to consider implementing a dress code on Wednesday. This could mean that Lemo may have to ditch the fabric stretching prosthetics, which sell online for as much as $1,000, and probably sell online from certain shops of an adult nature. The district has defended Lemo and said it would no longer answer questions about the issue as it is a personal matter. But it is clearly not a personal matter. This is a public matter. This is a man's mental health. He's obviously very mentally ill. And they are pandering to it rather than finding and seeking him professional psychiatric help. Now, there's no way this should be allowed. They're not real. It's not a human rights matter. If it was his own real front bumps, that would be a human rights matter, but they're not human, they're rubber, so it's not human rights. So they lie. They quite outright lie when they say it's a human rights matter, because it clearly isn't. The trans high school teacher in Canada, who is flaunting massively oversized prosthetic front bumps, will have to tone down his revealing wardrobe if school board members get their way. Kayla Lemo, the teacher at Trafalgar High School, has garnered global attention, no pun intended, after photos and videos appeared on social media showing his eye-popping fake frontage. Under pressure from fuming parents, the Halton District School Board issued a statement to explain that its hands are tied due to the province's human rights code. But like I say, this isn't a human right because they're not human. They are plastic and rubber. No one's stopping him claiming that he can't pretend to be a woman. He obviously never will be a woman because he's a man. But he can pretend and he can call himself what he likes. What we call him is another matter entirely. But anyway, the students seem to be behind the move. Several joined a small protest outside the school on Friday, with one declaring, "This is a school, not a circus. We just want to learn." A motion was put forward at a school board meeting on Wednesday to consider altering the dress code, which could mean that Lemo may have to ditch the boobage, and they cost $1,000, as I say. Now, here's the picture, and I have to be really, really careful, as I say. So we'll bring it up slowly. Well, first of all, you can see he's incapable of using a face mask properly. It's supposed to go across your piggy nose. That, I think, is as much as I can manage without exposing the pointy bits at the end, which YouTube don't like. But you get the impression. You can see there that this mentally ill man dresses like this to go and teach children in a school. Now I'm going to just page down so we don't see anything. So we're down here. The school board recognises the rights of students, staff, parents, guardians and community members to equitable treatment without discrimination based upon insert list of all the things you can discriminate against. Minutes before the final bell on Friday, a small group of protesters showed up at the end of the school's driveway shouting to school officials, "Protect our children." Because it is awful. It's mental illness. It's on display and it should be treated. But what you're doing is you're putting this mentally ill man in a room with children. He should not be anywhere near children. He should be well away. He should be banned from being a teacher if he's going to continue doing this. And he needs psychiatric help. Across the street, several people held signs spelt out, "Inclusivity is no excuse for depravity." One person held up a sign that said, "Teachers' personal propaganda has no place in the classroom," and nor do those massive fake front bumps. Police officers facing a crowd that swelled to nearly 100 escorted vehicles out of the school parking lot. "Thank you for speaking to us," one male student shouted before being handed a megaphone. "This is a school, not a circus. We just want to learn." Another student told the protesters he doesn't go to school to be distracted. "It's so crazy that nobody is doing anything." Students who joined the fracas said they were bound by a dress code that prohibits visible parts of the body, so they are left wondering why the same rules don't apply to limo. It's because the left pander to these freaks, these mentally abhorrent freaks, and give them more rights than most other people have. They patronise them, they give them these rights, they give them these freedoms, and to criticise them makes you a terrible phobe and ist and an awful person because you're criticising them. But they need to be criticised because they are mad, they are mental, they are ill, and they need psychiatric help. Now I'm going to finish there because it just goes on, continually really moaning about this strange individual who I can't possibly show you, but you can find this images, and they're awful. Anyway, I shall come up and round off. Children go to school to learn, and they do not go to school to be exposed to this kind of narcissism and mental illness. This teacher is totally unsuited to the role. He cannot find it in himself to accept his problems and to deal with them professionally. Then he needs to be kept well away from children. This is not suitable. It is not a good model for any school to adapt, and their claims that it is a human rights issue are quite obviously horseshit, because they're not real boobalage. They are fake as, well, you know what they're fake as, right? So why are they pandering? Because they're scared. They're scared because if they complain, they'll be seen as ists and phobes. Well, screw that. Be an ist, be a phobe, and tell him to grow the hell up and to do his proper job that he's being paid for, and if he's incapable, he needs to seek other employment. We cannot allow this kind of thing to infect schools. It is a disease, it is a mental illness, and it's just being pandered to and allowed to spread. It needs to be stopped in its tracks. People need to know that this kind of behaviour is unacceptable. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you for listening. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notification of future output, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, stay out of Canada, and goodbye.